We know brat and demure have made the list of buzzwords this year, but have you heard of this one? Microcheating. It's made plenty of headlines in 2024. It even got Word of the Week on Oprah's website.
But what exactly does it mean and how can it impact your relationship? To talk us through it, we welcome husband and wife psychology team Helen Robertson and Sean Baker Sereckley. Hello, team. Helen,
Hello.
What is microcheating? How do you define it exactly?
Okay, so microcheating refers to subtle behaviours that may not be outright infidelity, but definitely compromise the integrity of a relationship. So trust and boundaries have been compromised in some way, and there is usually secrecy and lies surrounding the behaviour.
Could you give us some examples of microcheating so we really know what you're on about?
Yeah, absolutely. The classic one is the emotional affair at work, where one person has a super close relationship with somebody at work, but their partner is none the wiser. Or they might have heard of them, but they don't know that they're talking and texting and spending lunch and hours after work every single day.
So it's going beyond the professional
Absolutely.
working. It's becoming more of a social situation.
Or, for example, things like somebody maintaining a secret friendship with an ex that their current partner has no idea about, or being overly flirtatious when they're not around, or even like maintaining a dating profile long after a relationship's become exclusive.
See, that's under the heading of microcheating.
That's
I reckon
macro.
that's more like
Surely.
macro. Like
Surely that's macro.
maintaining a dating app, like that's almost grounds for divorce.
Well, I think it's really bad. And actually, even though some of these things are micro, the impact is just the same as an affair.
Yeah, you can't really say to your partner, don't worry, it's only micro Tinder.
I'm just looking around. I haven't done anything yet. That's kind of what it's like.
That's awful.
It's
Helen,
horrible.
if one half of the partnership is engaging in this type of behaviour, how can that impact the relationship?
Yeah, so just like you're saying, micro behaviour but macro effect. And so it basically erodes trust. And when we don't have trust, suspicions arise, the relationship becomes unstable, and the partner can often start to doubt themselves and feel really insecure, and that can affect their sense of confidence and their self-esteem.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And it can generally just cause more conflict and tension in a relationship.
Is it possible to move past it if it does happen, if one side of the relationship is micro-cheating?
Yeah, look, the first thing you've got to do is not avoid the topic. So you have to bring kind of what's in the dark into light. Yeah. And before you can kind of move on from it, you need both parties to actually understand and agree that it's a problem.
But I would imagine, so we're going to ask you what is the first step someone should take, and that's raising it. But the other person who is doing the micro-cheating is going to deny it, surely.
Well, that's absolutely what happens in the beginning, but that's really
like, what
problematic.
do you mean? Jenny's just sitting next to Jenny at work.
That's kind of when it becomes like gaslighting, and that can become a major relationship interfering behaviour. And you can't actually move on from the problem until you kind of hit ground zero with it, and both partners actually can understand that it's a problem, and the perpetrating or offending partner can take accountability.
Yeah.
We were talking about it in our meeting yesterday. I always go to the meetings. I'm always show prep. It's just part of who I am. But and a lot of young ladies work on the show. A lot of the women involved with the show were saying, liking someone's posts on Instagram. Would you, like, so for example, a guy liking some bikini model's post, is that something you would class as micro-cheating?
Like, it's who you like. You like...
Why are you pointing at me a lot? This is just an
my
example.
things on Instagram, and I like your things on Instagram.
But you're not a bikini model.
That's right. So that's my point.
But there's still time.
No, that's right. That window is
Zoo
closed.
Weekly doesn't exist anymore, sorry.
Anyway, that's enough about us. But that in and of itself isn't enough. It's got to be who's...
It really is about the relationship, the couple, and the behaviour, and the sense of, like, what has been compromised, what trust and the boundaries, and kind of like what Sean was saying, really you have to work out what your boundaries are.
Yeah.
What's okay, what's not okay. And the micro-cheating's that grey area.
Yep.
And so to move forward, it has to kind of create some transparency. So you have to talk about it. You have to talk like, that makes me feel uncomfortable that you're liking all these bikini models and Kylie's profile all the time.
Yeah. But if that's done in the open, and you're like, hey, check out this girl I'm liking, it's not really micro-cheating because it's transparent.
Right.
Yeah.
But if it's the person who's doing it, if they're frightened to show or let the other person know,
something a bit more sinister
ding,
to
ding,
it.
ding.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
Why aren't you sharing those?
That's the warning sign. if you're
Yeah.
afraid to show your partner, you should be able to just go, here's my phone to my
Yeah.
partner. But if you're like, oh, they're going to see my history, it's like maybe you should tell them about what you're searching and chat about if that's okay or if it's not okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we've learned a lot today, haven't we? So, mainly about your bikini modelling career, I think.
Thank you so much. For more tips and insights from Sian and Helen, you can download their app. It's called My Love, Your Love. Oh, that sounds like a song title, doesn't it? And check out their latest book, The 8 Love Links.